One of the oldest concerns about democracy has been that democratic citizens are deficient when it comes to being able to pay attention. Tocqueville perhaps best articulated this concern when he said, "Habitual inattention must be reckoned the great vice of the democratic spirit." We don't have to look very far to see signs of our own democratic society's inability to pay attention. The rise of the attention deficit disorder is one example, and the very idea of a 60-second lecture series is no doubt another. But would we not agree that there is another, almost opposite kind of attention deficit that ought to be of even more concern to a democratic society? Attention is not only a psychological phenomenon, the ability of an individual to focus, but a social one. And as a social phenomenon, attention deficits refer to the fundamental imbalance between the great many who pay attention and the select few who, as public figures, are the recipients of this attention. The celebrity class, if we want to call it that, whether in the form of politicians, artists, business leaders, or increasingly celebrities as such, who in the words of Daniel Boorstin are known simply for being known, this class receives more attention than it pays, while almost everyone else pays more attention than they receive. We must not think that attention isn't a highly valuable and scarce commodity. It is, after all, something one pays. Like political power or wealth, most people wish they had more of it. And at a certain level of intensity, attention must necessarily translate into political power or wealth. Further, it is an obvious feature of the society we live in that just as the wealthy and the powerful tend to be the same people, so too are they likely to be the ones who receive the most attention. How can such attention deficits then be addressed? Any suggestion that those who receive more attention deserve it in some absolute sense must be rejected as a naive naturalization of the strong's power over the weak. Equally utopian is the suggestion that in the future our technology will be able to give everyone an equal amount of attention, as in Warhol's false prophecy that each will have his 15 minutes of fame. The major technological advance of the internet was not able to do this, as web traffic still flows in a vastly disproportionate manner to a few select cadre of individual pages. Perhaps we can hope for a more modest yet realizable goal, that the individuals we do pay attention to be worthy of this attention, that their public appearances tend toward the live rather than the scripted, the informative rather than the propagandistic, and the critical rather than the acclamatory. But however these attention deficits are to be addressed, the first question will be one of identification. Who are we that pay attention? The usual names for this group, whether spectator or audience, strike me as too tame, too blind to the power dynamics at play. I would suggest that we stick with the economic metaphors of deficits and payments and think about this problem on the basis of a logic of imports and exports. Those who receive more attention than they pay are quite literally important. They import in the attention of others. Those who pay out more attention, most everyone else, are quite literally exportant. They export out attention. There can be no importance without exportance. There can be no important people without a far greater number who are exportant. And I would claim that democratic societies need to take seriously and redress the imbalance and concerns affecting this great exportant majority. Thank you.